Okay, I will turn off my video for a while to make sure that it doesn't disturb the bandwidth and the speed of your internet. Okay, so do remember that our presentation today is just to share your experience. Okay, and don't worry, I'm not judging whether you perform at your workplace or not. No, that is not my task for today. Okay, my task is to facilitate the sharing session. Okay, by three of you, and then we hope that your moments with that organization could help future students from FBK while they are doing their uh, internship. Okay, so I believe so far everything goes well, and I receive no complaints from FBK. Receive no complaints from your organizations, and we can conclude that yeah, we just wait for you to finish your internship, and maybe Sir Engku Suhaimi or someone else will go to your organization for physical visit. But is we do not know which organization that he will visit. Okay. So
Dr. Zana
close.
actually,
Pardon? Yeah, Dr.
uh,
Zana.
yeah, Dr. Zana will come to our organization at
Uh,
UMCCed.
okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Zana, okay.
Mm-mm.
So we have Atiqah here, Alia. Another one is
Sarah, Dalilah.
where is Shara?
Um, she mentioned that she informed you that she couldn't
Hmm?
present today.
She informed me with
Mm.
Hmm. She. Wait, I need to check on my. Okay, so we have Keronisa, Alia, Afika, Fikri macam familiar lah this name. Nuruhana, ni semua macam familiar je ni. Okay, so who's going to start first, Atiqah or Alia?
I'll start first, sir.
All right.
Um,
Wait. Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Alia. Is my voice clear, everyone?
Yes, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Nurul Atiqah binti Mohamad Anwar. My matrix number is 0554483. And today, I would like to share my internship experience at Institut Terjemahan dan Buku Malaysia, also known as ITBM. So next slide, please. Okay. So first, I would like to share to all of you about my company, which is called Institut Terjemahan dan Buku Malaysia, or ITBM for short. It was actually previously known as Institut Terjemahan Negara Malaysia. It was established by the Malaysian government on 14 September 1993. It was built to initiate the translation industry in Malaysia in line with the country's direction towards Wawasan 2020 back then. ITBM is a government-related company, which is why its base capital is fully owned by Menteri Kewangan Diperbadankan, while its administration is supervised by Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. There are actually a few reasons why ITBM was established in the first place. Some reasons include to elevate the field of translation, also to handling matters related translation, interpreting, as well as transferring knowledge at all levels. It could either be on national or also international level. Other than that, ITBM is also responsible for empowering and increasing the publication of original works by local writers. So far, ITBM has worked with about 150 publishing companies from all over the world. The company also received multiple honorable awards since 2008, and the latest award that ITBM received was Anugerah Buku Negara, which was back in 2022, which was last year. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, moving on. I would like to introduce to all of you my supervisor. Her name is Nazatun Melissa Osman. I call her Puan Melissa. She's one of the executive as well as the head of foreign language division. Other than that, she's one of the project managers for foreign language in ITBM. Whenever there were orders that involve languages other than Malay, English, and Arabic, she would be the one to handle it. She would contact the translators and later proof their work. She's also one of ITBM's Malay and English translators. Whenever I have an English document that need to be translated to Malay, I will submit the document to her for editing. Actually, recently, there was an international translator conference where Puan Melissa presented her paper. I personally believe that she's an amazing person, and I'm really glad that I got her as my supervisor. Okay, moving on. So now I will be talking about the things that I've learned in ITBM for the past 3 months. There were actually two main things that I did as an intern at ITBM. The first one is I translated documents. I will be involved in translating from Malay to English. According to my supervisor, I need to translate about 3 to 5 pages a day. There were actually some general rules that I learned as I intern in ITBM. The first one is that I need to spell out any short forms. For example, the word the word KG, I need to spell it out as kampung because we know sometimes Malaysian we tend to short form some words which in this case they will short form the word kampung to KG. So another example is spelling out the word HJ to Haji. The reason is that these documents will be used in other countries and non-Malaysians will have problems understanding these short forms. However, there are a few exceptions. So I don't have to spell out the word NO to number. You know how like some people will spell out number to as NO instead of writing out number. I also don't have to spell out names that are written in short forms. For example, the word Mohamad sometimes would be written as MD or MOHD. But when I translate, I don't have to write the full name and I can retain the original spelling. Another example is the name Abdul, which could also be spelled as ABD or AB. And lastly, the thing that I learned is that I need to follow the current way of spelling words. For example, some older certificates, they will have old Malay spelling of like in as an example in birth certificate for the word kampung, instead of spelling it as Kampung, they will spell it as Kampong. But when I translate, I need to follow the current spelling, which is Kampung. Okay. And then other than translating from Malay to English, I also translate from English to Malay. Even though it doesn't seem like there are many differences between these two, for me personally, translating from English to Malay is much more difficult. Since I am more used to English terms, it makes it harder for me to learn the proper ways to write in Malay while trying to make as few changes as possible from the original meaning. And lastly, I will occasionally translate from Jawi to English. It took me some time to get used to reading the Jawi because the last time I read it was back in high school. Initially, I thought I would have difficulty translating it, but then I found out that there were not much differences in translating from the usual Malay to English. The only major difference is the way the writing lah, because like Jawi we have different alphabet than Malay. Okay, and then my second main job in ITBM is to proofread documents. So I need to compare the original document with the translated document to see if the translators made mistakes while transferring the information. This means I must be thorough, especially regarding the numbers and the format. The most exciting part for me personally was seeing that different languages have different ways of writing. For example, did you know that some languages from European countries, they don't use decimal points, but instead they use decimal commas? For example, for if we want to write 2000.3.3, we will write it as 2,000.30 like we usually do. But in some European countries, they will swap the commas and the point, and they write it as 2,000.30. This was very, very interesting for me personally. Okay, and then aside from proofreading and also translating, sometimes ITBM also have they make workshop. So sometimes I once joined their workshop, and the workshop introduced me to some computer assisted translation tools, or short form as CAT tools. So in this workshop, I learned that there are many existing CAT tools that can be a huge help for all translators. Some CAT tools are free to use, while some need to be bought. Meanwhile, some tools need to be subscribed every month. It is entirely depend on the translators which tools they want to use. One of the most famous tools that I learned is Trados. Even ITBM, they use Trados to manage their translation, their translation. Okay, next please. Okay, so next I will be talking about the list of documents that I've done for the past 3 months. For intern students, we were usually given documents that were much simpler to translate, such as birth certificates, marriage certificates, death certificates, academic certificates, income tax, and etc. I actually remember that the first document that I translated was divorce certificates. Usually these documents, they already have their own templates, so I didn't have to spend so much time making one. However, there were times when I did have to make my own templates. Once, I had to translate a living school certificates. I need to create a new template since the certificate is different for every school, right? And there were no existing templates for that particular school. Even though it seems like a simple task making this template, but it took me longer than I initially thought it would. And then as for proofreading, I received much more complicated documents such as company's policy, company contract, etc. Sometimes I also need to proofread documents from the government themselves. I wish I could show some pictures to all of you, but I can't because of client confidentiality. However, I can conclude that most of the documents that ITBM received are official documents. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so for the past 3 months, I've been interning in ITBM for 3 months, right? So like, have I achieved my objective? And safe to say that I have achieved my objective through my 3 months internship. So first of all, I have always been interested in becoming a translator since I first learned Introduction to Translation back in semester 6. I wanted to become a translator, and I believe that interning in ITBM was my first step in realizing my dream. Other than that, it allowed me to utilize my knowledge and skills in translation. As I've mentioned before, I did learn a bit about translation in class. Even though I only learned them theoretically, I could finally apply them in my work. Besides that, I was able to learn more about translating. Before this, I only learned through my notes and slides given by my lecturer. However, being in the field is different from learning it through books. Not every theory that I learned was applied in my work, and there were a few things that I had to figure out myself. And last but not least, the internship also improves my critical thinking because I can't simply translate the sentences. I need to construct the sentences to ensure that it is grammatically correct and does not sound awkward, while also trying to be as faithful as possible to the original sentences. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so now I will talk about the knowledge that I've integrated in my internship. So throughout my internship, I applied some knowledge that I learned from my lecturers. Since I am in the translation field, I applied the things that I learned from Introduction to Translation taught by Dr. Zailani in semester 6. In one of her lectures, I learned about types of translation that mainly consist of direct and indirect translation. Ever since I started working, I realized that I mostly do direct translation. It is very rare for me to encounter words that require me to do indirect translation. I also I also applied some knowledge that I learned in critical thinking taught by Dr. Nazri during semester 7. I need to analyze and understand the context of the document and the sentence during translation. Once I knew what it was about and how to write it, I could finally translate it while trying to be as close as possible to the original meaning. On the other hand, during proofreading, I had to identify the errors made by the translator and correct them before handing out the documents to the customers. This step is very important because I didn't want to create issues with customers later. I also don't want the company to have bad reputation and jeopardize its image. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So lastly, in my opinion, what ITBM can improve as a company is that since ITBM is all about languages and translation and all that, for me personally, I believe that they could create classes that teach foreign languages. It could be Mandarin or Thai or any other languages that are in high demand right now. I believe a lot of people would want to sign up for it because personally, I would. And by doing so, ITBM could also introduce their translation courses and later expand the translation industry to its customers. This could create more job opportunity for others and give chances to people who want to make extra income. And I believe by doing so, both ITBM and the public will receive so much benefits from this. Okay, next. Okay, that is all from me. That is my experience while interning in ITBM. So if anyone have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.
Okay, kindly unshare the screen. Okay, so we have Puan Melissa from Institut Terjemahan in the session as well. Thank you, Puan Melissa. for joining us. And Atiqah, I think you really enjoy your time being at Institut Terjemahan. And thank you, Puan Melissa. And I believe Puan Melissa has guided you with all the skills. And I believe to be a good translator, you need another set of skills instead of knowing certain theories and so on. Okay?
You are
So-
most welcome. By the way, Assalamualaikum, everyone. Thank you for give the opportunity ITBM to develop your student in translation fields. Atiqah is a very good student.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your feedback.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Any question from other students? Okay. So Nurul Hana is asking, which is the hardest translation that you have done?
Okay. For me, as I mentioned before, I don't have any much problems when translating from Malay to English, but I have problems translating from English to Malay. This is embarrassing for me to talk about, but like, but that is the truth. I find it harder to translate from English to Malay because I am more used to English terms, how to say that, English official terms, for Malay, I am much more comfortable talking in it, but not writing in it, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. So yeah, I believe that the most hardest translation that I have done is translating from English to Malay.
Yeah, because I would say that English, we don't use roundabout words. It's very straightforward. But in Malay, how to make it shorten? In Malay, because sometimes Malay words need more words to convey the message, right? Okay, Atiqah, I think someone is asking there. Maybe you can read from the chat box.
Okay, so Khairunisa Farhana asks, "Hi Atiqah, it's a good show. Okay, thank you. I have a question. Would this be the path you will be venturing in the future? Would this be the path? If you really want to know my passion is to, yes, I do want to become a translator, but for like something for Netflix, like for subtitle and stuff. In ITBM, we more to translating documents, like official documents, from the government, from companies. I do find it interesting, but I if I want to, sorry, if you're asking about what do I really want, I want to translate stuff from subtitles, from movies, from books, from maybe comics, and all that. But yeah, becoming a translator is my passion. But maybe in the future, I will become other kind of translator, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
Okay.
another question. Can
Another
you
question.
share, from Africa?
How did you translate transcript document manual, or is there any technical skill required you to learn in order to do the task? How manually? So yeah, I don't understand the question. Is there any technical skill required? Oh, what does technical skill mean? Sorry, Africa. Oh, did I use any software? I'm pretty sure for other translators, when they translate much more complicated documents, they will use software. Like I said, in our company we use Trados, but for us intern student, we're not exposed to Trados. We translate it manually. So most of the time, I will use Google Translate. But still, I will submit the draft paper to the editor and see if I make any mistakes and all that. And then the editor will give back the paper to us, and we will and we follow what the editor itulah. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. It's not as simple as using Google Translator. It's just maybe for just the first draft maybe, and then we have to fine tune all words and so on, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
That's
Any
right,
other
sir.
questions for Miss Atiqah? All right. So thank you, Atiqah. Thank you, Puan Marisa as well. And we hope Institut Terjemahan could could accept if any students from our faculty is interested to join as a intern in the future, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I just want to share. If in future I would like to suggest, rather than 3 months, it's better to uh, do their industrial training in 6 months because of uh, the 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 period for 3 months is quite
Yeah.
a bit short, and student will not able to learn more. It's like Atiqah said, she's not exposed to Trados because Trados we needs to do the data entry first. The data entry we need at least 1 or 2 months. So I don't want to wasting their time to do the only job that only focus on Trados. So if they have 6 months, so I have enough time to develop their skills. But I know this is requirement from your institutions, but maybe in one time you can suggest to your institutions up to 6 months is better for the training industrial training.
Yeah. Thank you, Puan Marisa. Actually, we are in the process to review the
Right.
whole courses for this program, and definitely I will convey your message to our faculty. And I do agree with you because before this, I also did my internship for 6 months, not 3 months.
Yes, definitely. Because UPM, UKM now,
Yeah,
they are
yes.
going to do their training up to 6 months. And
Yeah.
I is one of a panel penilai industry for UPM and UKM for foreign module language. So I suggest them to do in 6 months to better understanding for their students.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. You are welcome, Puan Marisa. Thank you for joining us as well. Okay, so thank you, Atiqah, once again. So Alia, your turn.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Atiqah, can you share the screen? Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning to Sir Shahzool and also to my fellow friends. I'm Alia and I'll be sharing my experience as a marketing and sales intern at UMCCed. So next slide, please. Okay, so UMCCed stands for University Malaya Center of Continuing Education. It is an academic center of responsibility under the University Malaya Chancellery, also known as Pusat Tanggungjawab in Malay. So the concept of UMCCed is actually lifelong education, and it is the nature of UMCCed as they offer a wide range of educational and training programs in various fields. So the educational programs include part-time diplomas, full-time diplomas, professional certificates, and also ODL programs. So as part of UMCCed expansion plan, we have recently relocated to Cyberjaya, as you can see on the picture attached in the slide. Okay. So next, please. Okay, so now let's move on to my key responsibilities as a marketing and sales intern at UMCCed. Within our department, I was assigned to the executive diploma team, which is the part-time diploma. So we mainly focus on targeting working individuals as our potential students to enroll in our programs. So in my team, I closely collaborated with my colleague that specialized in content creation and also digital marketing. So to simplify my job scope, I have categorized it into three main categories, which are writings, communication, and others. So for others, it's actually a mixture of everything that I did aside from writings and communication. Next, please. Okay, so in terms of writing, a significant portion of my responsibilities involve copywriting. I was responsible for creating engaging and persuasive content. For instance, I wrote the script for our Open Day promotional TikTok video. For UMCCed's Open Day website, I was in charge of creating the description on the main page, as you can see on the picture there, where there's the selfie. Okay. And I also crafted the tagline for the registration of our Open Day. And I did the description for the benefits of attending Open Day. And I was also involved in copywriting for 2 Ramadan LinkedIn posts, as you can see on the slide. So the first post titled Don't Be Sad My Ladies, which focused on how women who are unable to fast can still gain rewards of Ramadan. And the second post I wrote entitled Don't Leave Me or Ramadan, emphasize the importance of making the most out of Ramadan and maintaining our spiritual momentum even after the month has ended. Okay. So currently, I am working on a project, which is an interview write-up with one of our alumni, who is now a senior officer of PDRM. So that article has not yet been finalized because we're still trying to find some. We're still trying to finalize which media platform to publish the article. Okay. So in addition to my copywriting task, I was also involved in translation. So I translated an entire proposal addressed to the pharma organization, promotional flyers from our March intake, and testimonies by UMCCed alumni for website and poster inclusion, as well as translation of the official letters addressed to the ministries and PDRM management department. Okay, next. Regarding communication, as a part of the marketing and sales intern, I had frequent interactions or communication with our prospects. I reach out to a list of prospects to inform them about our incoming intake. And I also often follow up to ensure that their registration was successful and address their inquiries about the registration process and if they ask about the details of any programs. So in addition, I actively reach out to the media providers, particularly news publishing outlets, to publish my article write-up. And I engage, and I engage with these providers to inquire about their advertising quotation prices and to explore potential collaborations. So among the media providers I contact were Malaysia Kini, Siakap Kali, The Vibes, Malaysia Today, and a lot more because in total there were about like 20 media providers that I reached out. Okay, so in addition also, I accompany my team members to career fairs. So during these career fairs, I actively communicated with the organization that present there, because to further establish our connections and to explore potential collaboration with the organization that present there. Okay, next please. Okay, for this one, like I mentioned before, it is a mixture of everything that I have done so far. So one aspect of my role involved assisting the content creation team with their promotional activities. I had the privilege of becoming a poster model, contributing to the creation of occasional posters such as for Aid and for the Open Day event, sorry. So in addition, I was directly involved in content creation for the Open Day, which included scripting and filming a short video which is to be posted on the TikTok platform. Furthermore, I took on proofreading tasks to ensuring accuracy and clarity in various materials. I proofread and offered like alternative phrases for the UMCCed booklet, program posters, and also the frequently asked questions on their website. Okay. So, okay, next. Okay. So during my internship at UMCCed, I had the opportunity to enhance various skills that are crucial in the field of marketing and sales. So one skill that significantly improved was negotiation. So as part of my responsibilities, I engaged with media providers and successfully negotiated a lower price. So I'm proud to share that I managed to negotiate a significant reduction from 15K to 5K for publishing my article later. So this experience honed my negotiation skills and showcased my ability to secure favorable terms for UMCCed. Also, my internship allowed me to develop strong brainstorming and decision-making skills. Collaborating with my colleagues, we actively brainstorm innovative strategies to attract more prospects to enroll in our programs. The process of brainstorming and making informed decisions helped me to refine my critical thinking skills and contribute effectively to the team's objective. So, and furthermore, my writing skills were heavily enhanced through the extensive copywriting tasks that I undertook. Crafting engaging and persuasive content enabled me to strengthen both my writing skills and my ability to connect with the audience on various platforms. Because as we all know, different audience on different platform needs a different kind of writing style. So that has been heavily strengthened, heavily enhanced. Okay, next please. Okay. So I have achieved a significant personal and professional accomplishments. On a personal level, I have successfully overcome my tendency to get overwhelmed easily. The supportive environment provided by my colleagues allowed me to focus on the task at hand, and grow in confidence. Their constructive feedback and willingness to address my concerns have been invaluable, and I'm truly grateful for their support. So in terms of professional achievements, aside from the reduction costs for the news publishing, I also managed to get several prospects to register for our program. So this accomplishment directly contributed to my team's KPI, and yeah, okay. So through my participation in career fairs, like I mentioned before, I engaged with different organizations which contributed to the expansion of our network. And this indirectly enhanced the growth and visibility of UMCCed in professional community. Okay, so last but not least, my internship at UMCCed as a marketing and sales intern has provided me with a lot of valuable experience and opportunities to contribute to the organization growth. And through my job scope in writings, communication, and other various tasks, I have gained practical skills in digital marketing. And through successful negotiations, effective brainstorming, and persuasive copywriting, I think I have grown both personally and professionally. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Kindly unshare the screen. Yeah, just click unshare. Alia, Atiqah needs help. Atiqah needs help to unshare the...
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'm quite happy today because I believe now some students have realized that our field in language and communication, because I did my double major during my degree with English studies and language and media. So I'm quite happy because now we realize that our field is very broad. It's not just to teach English, it's not just to focus on one area. Okay, definitely we are not mastering in marketing, sales, but they need us. They need us, believe me. Okay, because some people would say, what you have to do, what can we contribute in marketing and sales? No, they need us. Trust me. Okay, they need us. So this is a kind of corporate communication thing, even though you are not doing corporate com degree and so on. Okay, but kindly make use of your English proficiency, because all materials out there for communication, for maybe for translation English to Malay, and then for marketing and sale, they use English, whether we like it or not. English is, I would say, English is the main uh, medium, okay, to convey messages in professional environment. Okay, so uh, any question to Alia? I think Atiqah and Alia, you guys really enjoy your moment, for
Yeah.
during this internship period.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Hi,
there's a
Nisa.
question.
Yeah, who is Nisa? Alia, they
Annesa.
call. Okay, okay, all
Yeah.
right, right.
I have a question. Your opinion, which subject helped or prepared you the most? Which subject that prepared me the most for this internship? I gotta say it's mostly translation and writing skills, and also integrated marketing communication, if I'm not mistaken, because it helps you to how to prepare yourself to cater to different audience needs. Yeah, and also translation because I did translation class as well.
Okay.
I hope that answered your question.
Nisa, Kero Nisa. Okay, so kindly remember that. Do take note that theories, when we go to work, theories, they don't ask, can you please apply this theory? And they will simply ask us to do things, and then it needs your holistic skills. Okay, this is what we meant before. Holistic skills mean how critical you are, how independent you are, and how good in you in solving problems, right? So, uh, any other questions? Atiqah and Alia, thumbs up, thumbs up,
Thank you.
thumbs up. Okay. Any other question? No? Okay. Okay. Africa say very insightful. Sharing. I have a question. Okay.
Encounter
Alia?
any challenge. Well, one particular incident that I experienced was regarding like communicating with a prospect, because the prospect wanted to register for the program, but then the prospect encountered technical issue with the system, so he couldn't register, and he was quite frustrated. So he called me, and he was like all mad and all that. So I tried to. It was difficult for me because I didn't have direct access to the system, because so in that case um I had to go through my supervisor with my colleagues to ensure that this prospect can register for the program. So when the prospect called and being all frustrated, I tried to at least ease down the situation a bit and ensure that we will try our best to make sure that his registration is successful by today, by on that day lah. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Alia, Alia and Atiqah, do you agree if I say that if we have a session with clients, we have to be, or maybe we have to pretend to be a good listener rather than to be very talkative, okay, straight away giving solutions. Okay, some people believe when we meet the clients, we have to be very talkative and straightly give solutions. But I believe we have to listen, be a good listener or pretend to be a good listener in front of the clients. Okay, I need your opinions from Atiqah and Alia.
Okay,
I
for
believe.
me.
Okay,
Okay,
go
okay,
first.
okay.
Okay, Alia first. Alia
Okay,
first.
Alia
Okay.
first.
Okay, so I do believe that listening to the client would really help them to calm down a bit, because some clients, when they're frustrated or when they get mad, all they need is someone to listen. So because sometimes they just want to vent out their anger, but providing solution is also important in my opinion.
Okay,
For
Atiqah.
For me, I think it depends on the situation. Maybe at first when the client are mad, they don't want to listen to solution. They just want to vent out, like Alia said before. They just want to vent out and they want someone to listen to. So maybe after they cool down, and then after that, can we finally give them solutions to their problems? So listen first, solutions later.
Okay.
But it depends on the customer. Yeah.
Okay. So Atiqah, you know now after you are doing your internship at Institut Terjemahan, you know that you really want to be a translator, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So one of your ambitions lah. So you want to be a good translator. And Alia, after you have been with this organization for a while,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that this field actually suits your ambition or your passion?
Maybe more in corporate communication department instead of marketing and sales, because even in my department right now, I work closely with the content creation team. So I'm more leaning towards that side instead of directly contacting with the clients or the prospects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say if you go for an interview after this,
Mm-hmm.
and you both of you, maybe Atiqah, Alia, I'm not worried about Atiqah because being a translator is another set of skill. It is very focused. Okay, corporate com is very broad. So let's say as a student in this program, okay, which is not majoring in corporate com, what can we say to the interviewers to show that we actually we are fit to be in that post for the corporate com officer? I know our students are fit to be corporate communication officer, and what is the best answer? Okay, if the interviewer asks you,
Mm-hmm.
okay, since you are not taking corporate com, so why do you think that you suit to this position? We know you suit that position, but how to answer it?
Okay. So this one is for corporate communication department, right?
Office, yeah, corporate
Okay.
communication post, yeah.
Okay. So I would probably say that by providing my oh my God, sorry. Okay, sorry. By providing my communication skills, especially in engaging with the clients, and also to provide various like alternative strategies to overcome any difficulties that the department may have later. Because even in my current department, I contributed to the decision making for the challenges that we face during our March intake, and we resolved that, and we have refined the plan for our June intake. Yeah.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
So yeah, so we also must highlight that okay, language is just a medium
Mm.
for us to convey messages. and we know how to manipulate language. And fortunately, the professional environment use English, and we know how to manipulate the language in conveying the best message. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you, Farisha, for joining us. Thank you, Amirul. Thank you, Fahima. Thank you, Esther Swift 3. Okay. Okay, good job, Atiqah and Alia. And please send the file of your presentation to our WhatsApp group. Okay, so
Alright.
let's end this session by reciting Surah Al-Kafar. Tasbih Kafarah. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.